It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.
Hey guys, Tyler here. For this video, I'm going to talk about Black History Month. For those who live outside the United States, basically Black History Month is celebrated every year on February, and pretty much supposedly we celebrate the ideas and achievements of many black people during that month. And personally, I don't think that Black History Month is a really good idea at all. Now, the first reason why I think that it is because it seems as though that we always tend to use this word African American. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my country. Basically, one of the things that I like about my country is the fact that it's full of diversity, that there's white people, there's black people, there's Chinese people, and whatever. At the same time, though, one thing that I don't like is how we keep on using this idea of race. For example, it seems as though that if you go to a country like Spain, they say that they're Spanish. If you go to somewhere like France, they say that they're French. Or if you go to somewhere like England, they say that they're English, right? At the same time, when it comes down to identity in the United States, they say stuff like, well, I'm white American, I'm black American, I'm XYZ American, blah, 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 blah. However, it seems as though we put a emphasis on race much more in the United States in comparison to other countries. To me, if you're born in the United States, you're not black American, you're not white American, you're not Chinese American. To me, you're a person who was born in this country, and so I consider you to be an American like me. So it does not make any sense from that logic. Another thing that does not make sense to me for Black History Month is that I always hear from activists, and they keep on saying too, that they don't really teach about Black history in our schools. Now, I'm going to talk from my personal perspective because I live in Maryland, so maybe Maryland might be different than, say, other states. At the same time, though, in my personal experiences in public schools, it seems as though that they teach all the races for the history. They teach, famous white people, famous black people, and these other kind of groups of people in the United States. It was like in elementary school when I first started to hear about all these sort of different groups of people. And so to me, it doesn't make sense to dedicate a month to just celebrate a group of people because to me at least, and from my point of view, all types of history is it's like American history. There's no white history, there's no black history, there's no Native American. To me, all of American history is history. It's true that there are different races that are in the United States, different backgrounds, but all American history is pretty much just history to me. Another thing that I don't really understand when it comes down to this Black History Month in the United States is the fact that they use some sort of the skin color as a way to say that I'm very special, but it's not true. To me, one thing, of course, I want to say, of course, there's famous black people, of course, obviously. There's people like MLK, who is really famous. There's also George Washington Carver. And sure, we should in fact acknowledge that those people are really, really cool. That's a fact, regardless of their skin color, obviously. At the same time, I don't think someone is really special just because they were born black. I think to me, one way to show that you're really special in this world is probably to share, you have to work really hard. Because we know for a fact, the best way to show how, you're really special is that you have to go to businesses, you have to work in restaurants, you have to do whatever to demonstrate that you are in fact worth something. And so to me, it doesn't make any sense to say, well, you see, I'm proud of being black, I'm proud of being X, Y, and Z, and I just don't understand why people use identity to celebrate that way. I really don't. And also another thing that I don't really like when it comes down to just Black History Month to me. It's this idea that, of course, like there's other months besides it. There's like, I believe, Latino month for like Latinos. And so to me, we should probably get rid of all these months, celebrate just American history, and just, get on with it. Because to me, the best way to fight racism is not to think about race all the time. And so it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to always think about this sort of stuff. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. He's your only black friend, so he's your best black friend. I wouldn't trade him for another black friend, because black friends are rare, as you should be aware. He smiles like Richard Pryor, so just sit and stare. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.